Paris is under invasion from some familiar-looking aliens. Both futuristic and retro, these UFOs are straight out of the early video game and cult icon Space Invaders. The French street artist Invader named himself after the game, and for 15 years he's been running his own art project, which has seen these creatures springing up in cities all over the world. Now he's about to complete his 1,000th Space Invader in Paris, which is holding a retrospective to mark the occasion.
Pourquoi le Space Invader?
Why Space Invaders? It's true, you could read a lot into it, but for me it represents the first steps of digital, the first video games, from which everything else followed, computers, the internet.
Les ordinateurs, etc.
In this exhibition, the Space Invaders are everywhere, on fridges, at discos, even on your shoes. There's photos of all of them, from the first to land in 1996 down to the last, which is still being finished just a few hours before the exhibition opens. It's an unusual body of work, even among other street artists.
I didn't come from graffiti, so I'm not a graffiti artist. I've always defined myself as someone who invades. Above all, of course, I see myself as an artist.
With the 1,000th Space Invader finished, Invader himself is now moving on. His new project also draws on a retro pop culture classic. These works are all created using a Rubik's Cube. He calls the style Rubik's Cubism.
It's really an icon of my generation. Everyone who grew up in the 80s had one of these in their hands, and I actually find myself doing the Rubik's Cube for hours in my workshop, just like a painter mixing up new colours.
With a retrospective on in Paris and a promising new direction to explore, Invader is hoping he can take his place among the big names of street art like Britain's Banksy. And with his UFOs already invading more respectable galleries, he may not have long to wait.